I've covered a lot of stories over the last past year, probably almost 800 plus in total. And the story I'm about to talk about now, it's very disturbing, but it has to be talked about and it must be discussed as a whole. According to NBC News, a January 6th defendant was arrested near Obama's home. He had guns and 400 rounds of ammunition in his van. Taylor Taranto had been publicly identified as a participant in the January 6th attack on the U.S. Capitol since 2021. He was arrested Thursday. A Trump supporter who stormed the Capitol wearing a Make Space Great Again that had two guns and 4 rounds of ammunition in his van when he was arrested Thursday near former President Barack Obama's home, federal authorities said Friday. A federal prosecutor said in court Friday that Taylor Taranto, a 37-year-old man first identified by online sleuths in August 2021, also had a machete in the van he appeared to be living in. Taranto's van has been parked near the D.C. jail in recent weeks, and he has appeared at protests in support of other January 6 defendants. Videos on social media show noting that he lived in the van. A federal prosecutor said Taranto had nowhere to go. Taranto currently faces 4 misdemeanor counts in connection with January 6th, the federal prosecutor said. The prosecutor said that Taranto has been in Washington to take House Speaker, Kevin McCarthy up on his offer of letting January 6 defendants review security footage of the Capitol riot relevant to their cases. Taranto had posted recordings of phone calls he made trying to get access to the footage to his social media. Taranto has acknowledged entering the Capitol on January 6th in social media posts and questioned why authorities had not arrested him. His lawyer did not immediately respond to a request for comment. Taranto showed up at Obama's residence on Thursday after former President Donald Trump posted screenshots on his Truth Social platform that featured a purported address for Obama's home in Washington. Taranto's account reposted Trump's post. Quote, "We got these losers surrounded," close quote. Taranto wrote on Telegram yesterday, "See you in hell, Podestas and Obamas." Taranto will be held in custody at least until a detention hearing on Wednesday. Federal Magistrate Judge G. Michael Harvey said Friday he has some concern about Taranto's mental stability. There's nothing mental here. He knew exactly what he was doing. Why is it always that these people are always mentally disturbed? He's a criminal. Taranto was identified by members of the sedition hunters community after a facial recognition search turned up photos of him posing with a cardboard cutout of Trump at county GOP events in his home state of Washington. The widow of a Metropolitan Police officer who died by suicide after defending the Capitol on January 6 has filed a lawsuit against Taranto and other men. David Walls Kaufman allegedly they played a role in his death. Both men have denied involvement in Officer Jeffrey Smith's death. Smith's body cam footage appears to show that he also struck with a flying metal object later in the evening hours after he was part of a scuffle involving Walls Kaufman and Taranto. NBC News spotted Taranto at Walls Kaufman's sentencing earlier this month, where he confirmed his full name to Court County officials who spoke to him after he used his cell phone in the courtroom in violation of court rules. More than 1,000 people have been charged in connection with the January 6th attack, which involved more than 3,000 people. Taranto was one of hundreds of January 6 participants who have been identified by online sleuths but have not been charged. The question remains, like I consistently asked this question, and no one has responded. What would have happened if the same exact scenario had been enacted by President Barack Obama in the same like manner? And thousands of black people, by the thousands, have marched on Washington and did the same exact thing that these people do. What do you think would have had happened to President Obama and a mob of black people? Think about it. I'm Tyrone Bowman. Never surrender. Never quit.